Okay, guys, Kentucky gets beat by Kansas, and it's one of those games where you wonder what the hell happened. What happened this game, people? Kentucky had that double-digit lead, and guess what happened? Kansas plays a zone on Kentucky, and we were lost the rest of the game. This is a very disappointing loss, people. I actually was more disappointed with this loss. I guess the Tennessee loss was bad also, but this one was bad too, just because it was at home. And all the hoopla around everything with Michael Buffer being there announcing the Kentucky players and everything. And it's a bad loss. Kansas is a great team. They deserve the win, of course. I thought we was going to run them out of the court, out of the gym or whatever. I was like, man, we're going to really take it to them. And then, Coach Cal, love him or hate him, this is on him in my opinion. He failed. The players were not ready for the zone. I mean, good Lord. Kentucky was not ready to play against the zone. And, inexperience showed this game once again, being young. And, it's just disappointing. It really is. It was a bad loss. It was a bad loss. Because, the game wasn't even as close as it looked. Let's be honest. It was never really as close as it looked. 6 points. We never had a chance, really, with the last 2 or 3 minutes. Anyway, let's look at the stats here as the soap opera continues now. The struggles continue for the Kentucky Wildcats. But, it's a long season yet. And I know a lot of Kentucky fans are very upset with this loss. And I don't blame them, because this game was made to be so big and everything. To two programs, the most wins and everything. Kansas, if they lost this game, it'd been like, well, they went to Kentucky, they got beat. But, they came to play. The experience showed. And the greatness of the Kansas Jayhawks showed this game. And it showed why they're going to be a force to reckon with in the NCAA tournament, because of their experience. Anyway, I give them a lot of credit. They really could have just rolled over and just said, we just got beat by Kentucky. It's just how it is. But they didn't quit. A lot of heart from that Kansas team, no doubt about it. Mason had 21 for Kansas, Lucas 13. Lucas had a big impact on that game, even though it doesn't really show. He had a big impact. Jackson with 20 and 10 for a guard, 10 rebounds. Kansas shot a whopping 50%, 26% on threes. Bam, 10 and 8. Monk, 18 points, 6 for 13. He didn't have a bad game, didn't have a great game. Fox, 10 points. 5 for 12 on shooting. Willis off the bench kept us in the game, people. Derek Willis kept Kentucky in the game. Who would have ever thought you would say that? 18 points, 5 for 6 on three-pointers in 25 minutes. Hawkins played well. Briscoe, 8 rebounds, 12 points. A lot of people are on to Briscoe also because they think he shouldn't be trying to lay it up so much with those big guys in there and everything. But still, it's just how it goes, people. A lot of inexperience this game. It really showed for Kentucky. And this is what we're going to have to face in the NCAA tournament. We're going to have to face a lot of... And you can forget the 1 seed now for Kentucky. The 1 seed is shot in the water for sure now. I don't see us getting a 1 seed. Unless we somehow... Now, this is the only way I can see it happening. We're going to have to run the table, win every game from here on out, and win the SEC tournament. And we still might not get a 1 seed. So, it's just the reality. I think we're going to be a 2 seed now. But we will see. We'll see how the other teams play. You never know. But anyway, now Georgia comes to Kentucky. We've got Georgia and Florida this week. Of course, we go to Florida this week again. And we'll see what happens with Georgia. They have 8 losses, I think. We should be fine this game. We really should be. But, we've lost 2 games at home this season. That's pretty shocking in itself. And That's one thing I just have a hard time accepting. I can accept one loss at most every year at home. I was like, one loss is fine. Most seasons you should, when you're Kentucky, you should win almost every home game. And we have until this year. It's a slump right now. It really is. Losing at home. 2 losses at home, and we could easily lose again at home. There's no doubt about that. Don't take Georgia for granted. That is for sure. I think Kentucky, I don't know if we're going to be down or what. I don't know if we was down from the Tennessee loss. But, when the Kansas game started, we was coming out ready to play. Play defense and everything. And Kentucky's offense is even struggling now. Just 73 points this game. So, the Georgia game, let's hope we can get back on track. I don't see us losing this game. I mean, we should beat Georgia. I mean, let's be honest. Georgia. But we will see. We're at home. And the main thing is going to be how well this team, how is Cal going to turn this around for us? Because a lot of this, let's be honest, it is on him. He recruited these players. He's the one with the responsibility of coaching them, getting them ready to play. And we will see. Never say never with Coach Cal. We've had seasons like this. Let's not forget the Josh Harrelson season. We went to the Final Four after having all those losses through the year. And, a lot of people gave up on that team. We got to the Final Four. So, Coach Cal, he is a great tournament coach. All but last year, he's proven how good he can be as a coach. Because we went to the Elite Eight or more, or better, every year pretty much, except last year. So, we'll see what happens. Coach Cal, I'm not giving up on the team. I know a lot of people are very disappointed. They don't like the one and done and all that stuff. But I just remember how bad it was before Coach Cal came here. And I don't know if people can remember, but it was bad. Billy Gillespie, Billy Clyde. Anybody remember that? Tubby Smith's last year's. It was bad, people. But anyway, Kentucky, Georgia. Look for Kentucky to get back on track. Hopefully this game, I'll pick Kentucky to win by 15 points. We'll see what happens. I hope this team just comes out ready to play and they're not too depressed from these back-to-back losses. So that's pretty much all I got to say about it, people. The soap opera continues. Kentucky and Georgia, Tuesday night. ESPN, I think. So like, subscribe, comment, and as always, go Big Blue, home of the greatest college basketball program of all time.